Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to my kitchen. Hey, you know what? I got to thinking I hadn't made some good old-fashioned smothered pork chops in a while. And this idea of it, man, I know I used to have them coming up at various places, nice restaurants my parents used to take me to. And man, pork chops with a little rice, some kind of fresh vegetable, maybe a little potato salad. There was nothing better than that. It was great. So let's go ahead and get cooking. See what I got over here. I got some good pork chops that I got from Whole Foods. Let's see. Yeah, Whole Foods hooked me up, and these look great. So check these bad boys out, man. I haven't seen them since I bought them yesterday, and they got outstanding meat department. It's kind of a throwback right here with the butcher paper and no styrofoam at Whole Foods. They just take it out the cooler and okay, let's take a look. Oh man, yeah, those look outstanding. Those are 4 nice sized chops right there. Okay, what I'm gonna do is use this same paper. All right, now for seasoning, I'm gonna keep it simple as usual here in my kitchen. I think I'll just go with, man, I got so many cool things that would go with this. I got a little, nah, that's too hot. I'll go with a little bit of my secret spice right here. This is some good stuff. And a little Cajun seasoning. Cajun seasoning, you can get that anywhere, any market. And it usually goes real good with pork chops. So a little black pepper, and I think that ought to do it right now. I'm gonna need this olive oil. And you can see right here I got my rice going. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the brown rice this morning to go with the pork chops. I used to have it as a kid with white rice. Pretty much anywhere you get it at a restaurant, it's gonna be with white rice, but my dad got me hooked on brown rice, and after, you know, the taste isn't the same, but the health benefits are a lot better, and the taste isn't bad. It's just got something just different, you know. Now I've already cleaned these up a little bit, but they came really nicely prepped from the Whole Foods. As you can see, they're great looking pork chops. So let me just put on something like this. I don't want to overdo it with the spice. So I'm usually pretty liberal with my seasonings. I'm gonna put in some onion, bell pepper, garlic. Man, it's gonna be outstanding. So just to get this going, I'm gonna season these pork chops up and then just put them to the side. The real flavor from this whole meal is gonna come from the garlic and the bell pepper. See how it all comes together. Yeah, there's a place in California called M&M's, and they used to have a pork chop, smothered pork chop, and it was all right, but this one's going to be much better. Okay, let's see. Let's get this pan going. These pork chops ready. I'll use that. Okay, as you can see, got all my onions, bell pepper, got my garlic. I'm gonna use a little of that onion for my kale, and I got extra garlic for my kale. So I'll get started on that after I get the pork chops going. And I haven't always done this, but I found that everything comes out a lot better if you sift the flour. I mean, whenever you're using flour, I like to sift it first. I got a bigger one that would make this easier, but I don't know where it's at. But yeah, you get this broken down nice and smooth, and it coats better. It sticks better, and then the seasoning blends in there real good when you sift it. And you know, I try to keep this show real simple. You know, I've said it before, I'm trying to cook for the guy who you know, sooner or later you're gonna get tired of fast food, and probably sooner you're not gonna have enough money to go out every night. Or maybe you've moved away from home, and you know, you used to love those home cooked meals your mom hooked up for you. I know I did. And my mom and dad, they brought it to the kitchen. So and not just them, the whole family, my grandparents, my aunts. So I just grew up appreciating home cooked food. Now that's not to say I won't go out and eat every once in a while. You know, sometimes you just don't feel like cooking. But I'll tell you what, I'd much rather have a good meal at home than go out and spend the money and have, you know, I could do the same thing or better at home. For the meat, but also it'll lend itself good to the gravy when I get that going. So I got that all blended in. Now, got these pork chops that I seasoned up earlier. Just want to give them a good coating. And, you know, a couple things. Remember, when you're doing this, get the whole thing, all the way around, both sides. Good coating. Now, big important thing is shake off that excess. See, that's pretty good. And I'll just put it over here. Same thing. All right, I've got my pork chops over here, all four nicely breaded, seasoned, thin layer of powder, flour on there. I got my onion and garlic and bell pepper all ready to go. My pan is nice and hot. So what I'm gonna do is put the oil in, hot pan, cool oil, followed by, I think I'm just gonna go with 2 of the pork chops just to get them going. You don't wanna put too much in there at once, because if you overfill the pan, instead of frying them, and that's what I want to do, I want to get a nice crispy fry going on these, because I want it to hold up throughout the cooking. So if I overfill the pan, and you can see I got it looks like about a 10-inch pan right here. Instead of frying, they'll start to bake and sweat, and it just won't come out right. So I think I'll just go with 2 just to get it started. All right. I think rather than do that, I just had to think about I think what I'll do is, and this is the right way, I was kind of jumping ahead of myself, get my vegetables going. Yeah, see, I kind of try to jump over a step. This has to be done first. Now, okay, the question is why? Why do I want to do this first? Very simple. I want to get these soft before I bring them to the meat. Just put a soft, so the onions and the bell peppers are gonna be good to go. And then the garlic I'll put on after, because that'll burn if I start cooking that too fast. And another benefit of doing these first is you kind of season the pan See, I just wanted to break them down a little bit, get them soft. And actually, I'll hit that with a little pepper and a little bit of salt. All right. Now we'll go to these pork chops. And it's good that they sat a little bit because that'll help that flour kind of adhere to the meat. Now I want to get that oil up to temperature. Can't put them in before that reaches a nice hot temperature. Meantime, let me get out my chicken broth. Beef broth would work also, but I think this is all I got right now, and this will be fine. I just need a splash of it. Nice. There you go. Now watch, so those have a nice crispy brown on them. And what I'm going to do, after I get these browned, not done, just browned, take those out. Do these other two. Then I'll put them all back in, throw those, that onion and bell pepper mixture back in there. And we're on our way to some smothered pork chop. All right, it's only been like 2 minutes. Nice and easy. Now, look, that looks great. So 2 minutes on each side. I'll take these out, set them aside, do the other two, and then we'll go on to my next step. Now this is after just a few minutes. It only took me a few minutes to do both of these. Turn down my heat, and I'm going to try to get all these in here now. Let's see, I got 3. Put him right on top. Now I got all of them done, all of them nice and crispy. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my back in there. All right, now just hit it with a little bit of this. This is chicken broth, kind of the base for my gravy. And I'm gonna see, looks like half a cup. Go ahead and take chicken broth is gonna bring the temperature down. I'm just gonna let this simmer to finish those off so they can keep cooking nice and slow. I just browned them. I didn't cook them because they're gonna finish cooking now. And this is gonna break them down even more so it'll be nice and tender. I'd let this simmer for a good hour, maybe 45 minutes to an hour. Now, along with that chicken broth, I'm gonna go ahead and add a packet of this pork gravy mix. Now, I know that most cooking shows don't use these kind of things, and I could go ahead and make up a little gravy real easy, but I'm trying to keep this, I'm working from the standpoint that, you know, a woman or a man who isn't real up to speed on making this kind of stuff, this is much easier, still has that homemade flavor to it. and simple. So got the broth. I'm gonna add that gravy mix, and I'll go ahead and add that to this. Now this is gonna simmer very low. I think I'll add some more water just to. Now from here, it's just a matter of getting the texture that you like. I like mine on the thin side. So this looks real good right here. Take a look. Now, as that thickens up, and the water starts to evaporate, it'll like I said, it'll start thickening up, and I might have to add a little more water, but for now it's good. So go ahead and cover it up, put that on standby, simmer, give it a good 30 minutes, and before I even have to lift the lid up, I'll just let that go. Basically, it's done. Just got to finish it up on the simmer mode right there. Kale. I don't think I want to use that one. I'll use the bigger one. Here we go. Okay. See, this is the old school back home pot right here. Let's see, get a better look at it. With the handle missing right there. But look at that bad boy. Now I got this pot from my mom. I don't know where she got it from. But you tell me this ain't gonna add some flavor to the dish. That's a pot right there. Go ahead and get that going. Warm it up a little bit. I got a couple nice pieces that my mom gave me when I first moved out. And maybe one day I could pass them down to my son or maybe one of my daughters. And they can continue on the nice cooking tradition. But I wouldn't even think of putting a handle on this pot. That takes away some of the character. Now the little nub is still there, but you know, while it's cool, I can grab that. If I need to, I'll grab a towel and grab it. That's what I'll do later. But for now, all right, I need a little bit more onion to go with my kale. As I said earlier, this is instead of having a greens or maybe some corn or squash or whatever, I'm gonna have some kale with this, and it'll go real good. But the best thing about kale is, from what I've heard, it's a superfood. This is one of those things that the different ways that it's good for you are, you know, just go on and on. So it has a kind of different texture than like greens, I'd say it's closer to a collard green. It's it's sturdy. Now these I also got from Whole Foods and organic. Look at that. How could that not be good for you? Look at this stuff, man. This is loaded with all kinds of good stuff. So anyway, let's go ahead and what I want to do, I think, is kind of cut down on these stems. I'll try to keep it kind of try not to use my knife so much. I want to kind of tear these up. And as I'm breaking this, I'm thinking about pieces that I'm gonna want to eat. Now, not, you know, they gotta be not too big. Let's break it down a little bit. Man, pork chop smelling good. We'll take a look at it in a minute. Now, I know I got people from all over watching these videos, checking out my show, and I appreciate it. You know, that's just a fun thing for me to do. But I want to, I hope there's some young men watching this, because can't stress how important it is for a young man to know how to cook. It says a lot about you when you can cook. If you can handle yourself in the kitchen, let me tell you that's not only is it attractive to when you're looking for your wife or whatever, or trying to impress your new family or whatever, but I guarantee you'll be on your own. And you don't want to be sitting in a house waiting for somebody to come cook for you. So do it yourself. So if you're a mom watching this of a young man, sit him down. Tell him to check me out. You know, it's sure, I know the video games are fun and everything, and might be not so cool to say I'm watching some cooking, but the benefits, I'm going to tell you right now, it goes way beyond just knowing how to cook. It says a lot about your personality, the type of person you are. It gives you a hint of independence. So to the young men out there, not that I don't appreciate the young ladies, sure, you can check me out and learn how to cook. Be entertained. Try to tell some cool stories as I go. But to these young men, I sure would like to see some. It seems like they're just not interested in this kind of thing, but maybe I could turn that around a little bit. A little olive oil. Now, I don't think I showed it, but earlier, that garlic that I had chopped up, I threw it in here with the pork chops. I didn't want to put that in until after I got the gravy going. So yeah, I did put that in. Now I got these onions going. Just want to get them soft, you know, get them a little head start. All right. Now these I just kind of broke up by hand in there. Now I'll see if I can get a little. I'm going to add a little bit of this chicken broth. So that's going to help get everything cooking and also add a little steam to the pot. Okay, see if I can get these stirred up a little bit. Now after this kale breaks starting to shrink up a little bit, release some of the water. Something like this, I don't know about you, but I like mine just lightly cooked. I don't want it to be so cooked that the nutrients are all gone and there's no, it's kind of limp. You know, it feels like everything's just out of it that I wanted from it. Get the onions to blend in with it. Very, very simple, and trust me, the rewards are. Now I'm adding my garlic. I don't know, another day I might add a pepper in here or two if I wanted some heat. And that's going to be great. You'll see. Now, just let that go. That'll just take a few minutes. See how this brown rice looks. Yeah, oh, perfect. Let's see how this is going. All right, this has been on for about 30 minutes, so I'm gonna check the consistency of this gravy. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I might add a little water. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then I want to check that, and then I want to get a little taste of it. A little more black pepper. Time to bring this together. Now watch this. Oh, this is, man. Janelle's gonna love this. Start off with a little of that brown rice. And that stuff's great. That stuff's good for you right there. Oh man, it smells great. That smells just awesome. All that garlic and those peppers, onion, good spot. I mean, do it yourself, treat yourself, and enjoy the benefits of good eating and healthy food. Let's get some of this kale down here. Got that onion in there. Now, put a little garnish, a little rosemary right there. Fancy it up a little bit. Now you got the smothered pork chop, got the brown rice, the onion and bell pepper gravy, and some kale with garlic and onion. And I can't stress how good that stuff is for you. The brown rice, the kale. That stuff's outstanding, and it tastes great. Trust me on this. You see how simple it was. Put it together real smooth. All right, I guess nothing left now but to give it a try. Let's see here. A little of that rice. Don't even need the knife. That pork is just tender enough to cut with a fork. Mmm, man, that's good. I really eat my food. I'm not gonna show you one bite or not show you anything. I'll eat and I'm gonna turn this off and finish it. Hey, that's it. Smothered pork chop, kale, and brown rice. Thanks for checking me out. I'll see you next time.